Prompt engineering is dead. If you're still typing commands into a chat box, you're a relic, not a professional. In 2026, we don't whisper to the machine. We lead the system.
Ouch, Maya. Tell us how you really feel. But you're right. The world moved on while everyone else was busy trying to find the perfect adjective for their prompt. It feels like just yesterday, we were all obsessed with context windows and chain of thought, doesn't it?
It does, but that was the annual era. Welcome to the AI Teammate series, everyone. Over the next several weeks, we are going to peel back the curtain on how AI has evolved from a simple chatbot into a fully autonomous workforce. We've structured this journey into several deep dive chapters to help you navigate this new landscape.
That's right. We wanted to create a roadmap because the change is happening so fast. And today, we're kicking things off with Chapter 1, the Agentic Shift. We're showing you how to quit the manual labor of chatting and start leading a 24/7 digital department that works while you sleep. We're moving from being the hands to being the brains.
Exactly. Our goal for this entire series is to help our audiences transition from users to orchestrators. We want you to stop asking AI to write things and start building systems that do things.
It's funny you say that, because I was looking at my old notes from 2 years ago. Remember when our biggest skill was prompt engineering? We'd spend all day acting like digital sorcerers, trying to write the perfect incantation to get a decent answer. If the AI didn't understand, we'd add 5 more lines of context. That was a huge pain point for me. I call it instruction fatigue.
Instruction fatigue. That's a great term, Leo. It perfectly captures that mental load of micromanagement. You're talking about that feeling of being a glorified secretary for the AI, right? You weren't a manager. You were a babysitter, checking every comma and verifying every logic step manually.
Exactly. I felt like I was working for the machine, not the other way around. I had to tell it every single step. Do this, then do that, then check this for errors, then format it like this. It was incredibly brittle. If I missed one tiny detail in my 50-line prompt, the whole result was useless. It was exhausting because the responsibility of logical thinking and process management was still 100% on my shoulders.
And that's why the old way failed. It didn't scale. The solution we've embraced in 2026 is the transition to agentic workflows. We don't just give instructions anymore, we give objectives. We've moved from commanding to delegating.
Right, and for our audiences, let's clarify this because the terminology can get confusing. An agent isn't just a chatbot with a personality. It's a digital teammate capable of autonomous reasoning. It can actually execute a plan, not just predict the next word in a sentence. Maya, how would you describe the fundamental difference between a prompt and an agentic goal in a way that shows the real power shift?
Think of it as the difference between a recipe and a chef. In 2024, a prompt was like a rigid recipe. Write a 500-word email about the new product launch, use a friendly tone, mention the 20% discount. If the ingredients changed, the recipe broke. In 2026, a goal is manage the email communication for the product launch to maximize conversions. When you give a goal, a manager agent initiates a planning phase. It doesn't just start writing, it thinks. It breaks that goal down into several specialized subtasks. It researches the target audience's recent pain points, checks the current inventory levels, verifies the discount codes in the system, drafts 3 variations, and even prepares a follow-up sequence based on user behavior.
So I'm not the one doing the research or the drafting. I'm managing the system that handles all of that. We call this orchestration. It's the difference between playing the violin and being the conductor of a full orchestra. I've been promoted from a writer to a department head overnight.
Precisely. And as the conductor, you aren't watching every single finger movement of the violinist. You're ensuring harmony and direction. This works because of multi-agent systems. If the research agent finds a mistake in the product specs, it doesn't wait for you to fix it. The manager agent automatically detects the discrepancy and tells the writer agent to pause and rewrite the draft based on the new data. They have their own feedback loops.
That feedback loop part is huge. In the old days, I was the only feedback loop. If the AI made a mistake, I had to find it. Now these agents perform peer reviews on each other. One agent generates the work, and another auditor agent checks it for accuracy and tone before I ever see the first draft.
Exactly. It's about scalable trust. They talk to each other, so you don't have to monitor the messy middle steps. You only step in when the system hits a high-level creative or ethical crossroad.
It's a complete shift in mindset, and honestly, it's a bit of an identity crisis for some. I've stopped being a doer, the guy who produces the pages, and started being a director. I had to let go of the how to focus on the what and the why.
And that's the hardest part for many professionals, relinquishing that microcontrol. But that's the first big lesson for 2026. Stop typing and start orchestrating your digital team. If you're still doing the manual labor of prompt tuning, you're not using the technology. You're just competing with its least efficient version. You have to learn to trust the process you've designed. My job is about defining the what and the why, while the agents handle the how.
Well, that wraps up our first deep dive into the Agentic Shift. It's a lot to take in, but once you start thinking like a director, there's no going back.
Absolutely. And for our audiences who want to master these terms and patterns, we've prepared a cheat sheet summarizing all the core vocabulary and golden sentence patterns we discussed today.
It's going to pop up on your screen in just a few seconds. Go ahead and get your phones ready, take a screenshot, and save it. This is your 2026 Professional Survival Guide.
We'll be posting the next chapters very soon, where we tackle the junior gap and how entry level roles are completely evolving. You don't want to miss it.
Thanks for watching, and remember, don't just prompt, orchestrate. See you in Chapter 2.